Hey, did you know that, without even realizing it, your cat is secretly controlling your house? That's right. Cats have a special way of influencing the environment, your actions, and even your feelings, without you noticing. Don't worry, you're not alone in this. If you have a cat at home, you've probably already noticed that they have a unique ability to be in charge, and not always in an obvious way. But how does this happen? Well, it's simpler than you think, and today I'm going to tell you all the secrets. If you've ever wondered why your cat follows you around the house, or how they manage to make you give them that special treat right after a charming little look, stay tuned, because you'll find out everything. And, of course, before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our tips and curiosities about the feline world. Let's go! Sure. Here's the translated version in English. Now, one of the most fascinating ways cats control our space is through their incredible ability to manipulate our emotions. It might sound funny, but they are masters at understanding and responding to our feelings in subtle ways, almost as if they're always watching and analyzing our behavior. They know exactly how to act to win our attention, our affection, and of course, that extra treat we love to give them when they hit us with that innocent, charming look. A simple meow, a walk over to your bed, or even that long, intense stare can trigger an immediate reaction in us. And the most impressive part? They have perfect timing. It's like they know exactly when we need a little affection, or when we're at our most vulnerable, ready to give in to their adorable demands. They're so tuned into us that it almost feels like they're reading our minds in real time. The secret lies in observation. Cats are incredible observers. While we go about our lives at our own pace, they're quietly watching our movements, facial expressions, and even the tone of our voice. They know when we're stressed, when we're tired, or when we just need a bit of comfort. It's no coincidence that they show up at just the right moment, especially on tough days or when we're feeling down. Have you ever noticed how your cat tends to come closer when you're sad or worried? Maybe they rub against your legs, hop on your bed, or curl up right beside you, as if to say, "I'm here." They know you need that extra bit of love in that moment, and that's what makes them such amazing emotional healers. These behaviors reflect their deep instinct to respond to the emotional climate in the house, and they know how to shift the energy when needed. It's like having a four-legged therapist. On the flip side, when you're anxious or more agitated, you might notice your cat becoming distant or more mysterious. Maybe they retreat to a quiet corner, or watch you from afar, maintaining a more reserved posture. That's a sign they sense you need space, and almost intuitively, they adapt to that. They're incredibly sensitive to our emotional state, and in a way, that gives them quiet control over the emotional environment of the house. What's really interesting is that, despite being known for their independence, they also know exactly when to turn up the intensity. Those moments when your cat won't stop following you around the house, won't take their eyes off you, or keeps letting out those persistent meows, they're not random. It's a clear sign they want something, whether it's your attention or, more often, that special treat. But it's not just about food, it's about knowing they have control over your focus. They know a single stare can melt any human heart, making you give in easily to their demands. And they do all of this without saying a word. Cats have this natural talent for making us feel special while still staying in control of the situation. They know exactly when to be sweet and when to be mysterious, and they do it all almost invisibly. No matter how busy you are, they know the perfect moment when you'll stop what you're doing to give them some love, whether it's a quick pet or just sharing your space. And the most fascinating part, even when they seem distant or uninterested, they're just waiting for the right moment. They don't force anything. They make us want to give them more attention because they know how to make us feel like they deserve it. It's a game of patience, observation, and, of course, a sprinkle of feline charm. And that, my friend, is exactly what gives them the power to rule the house, and the hearts of everyone in it, without ever having to be obvious about it. In short, cats know exactly what they're doing. They read our emotions like an open book, and with that, they subtly, but very effectively, shape our behavior. Whether it's to comfort us, to keep us intrigued, or to make sure they get that little treat, they know how to act at the right moment and in just the right way. And in the end, we always fall under their spell, happily giving in to their soft, silent form of control. Of course. Here's the English translation of the expanded text. But it's not just the emotional side that cats control. What many cat owners don't realize is that cats also manipulate the physical space in your home. Subtly, but very effectively. They don't just exist in the environment. They occupy, dominate, and redefine the space entirely on their own terms. A cat knows exactly where they want to be, when they want to be there, and for how long. And often, that has nothing to do with where you'd prefer them to be. You can make your bed perfectly, set up a cute, cozy little cat bed in the corner of the room, by a scratching post that looks like it came from a designer catalog. But where will your cat lie down? On top of your laptop, right in the middle of your work, or on the best spot on the couch, the one spot you were saving for yourself. And the funniest part? We let them. We complain, take a picture, laugh, and even move out of the way so we don't bother the king or queen of the house. Because deep down, we already know, we're not the ones in charge here. They are. And this way of owning the territory isn't random. Cats have an extremely sharp sense of space and territory. They claim spots where they feel safest, where they can observe everything, or simply where they can assert their dominance over the environment. Sometimes it feels like they choose the most inconvenient places on purpose, but in reality, they're being strategic. A high perch, for example, gives them full visibility, and that makes them feel in control. A central location, like the middle of the sofa, is a social power move. Even that random box on the floor? That becomes their royal throne for the day, simply because they decided it is. And the fascinating thing is, even when there are plenty of other spots available, your cat will choose the one place that gives them the most power at that moment. Are you working? They'll lie on your keyboard. Packing your suitcase? They'll climb inside. Trying to cook? They'll hop onto the counter. They want to make it clear that you're in their territory, not the other way around asterisk asterisk. It's like they're constantly saying, asterisk you may live here, but this house belongs to me. Asterisk. Cats also use space as a form of communication. When they lie down right in the middle of the hallway or block a doorway, they're not just relaxing. They're making a statement. Even when they appear to be asleep, they're alert, listening, watching, taking in everything that happens around them. They position themselves in places where they have visual and auditory control over the environment. It's instinctual, inherited from their wild ancestors, but adapted to the comfort of domestic life. And the way they train us to respect this dynamic is amazing. Over time, without even noticing, you're already sitting at an awkward angle on the couch so you don't disturb the cat, avoiding vacuuming near them, even changing your routine so you don't stress them out. It shows just how much they manage to mold us, with charm, subtlety, and never having to raise their voice. In other words, a cat's control isn't imposed through force. It happens silently, naturally, elegantly, and irresistibly. They know exactly how to make themselves present, how to become indispensable, and above all, how to claim territory without conflict. Every corner they occupy becomes an extension of the feline kingdom that is your home. And in the end, we don't mind at all. We accept it, we adapt, and we even laugh about it. Because it's part of what it means to live with a cat. They'll end up owning your heart, and your couch, your bed, your favorite chair, and probably your pillow too. And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way. Now, before we move on, I want to hear from you. What's the funniest, cutest, or most bossy thing your cat does to show they're the one running the house? Seriously, drop it in the comments because I'd love to know. Cats have all these little quirks and secret techniques to get what they want, and sometimes it's so clever it's hard to believe. Some push everything off the table when they're bored, others wake you up in the middle of the night just because they've decided it's playtime. And of course, there's that classic stare of judgment when you dare sit in their spot. It might seem silly, but these small behaviors say a lot about your cat's personality, and how they see the power dynamic in your home. And the most fun part? Every cat has their own leadership style. Some are subtle, natural manipulators. Others are loud, dramatic, and make it very clear they won't take no for an answer. I bet just by hearing this, you already remembered a moment when your cat totally outsmarted you, or gave you that look until you gave in. So tell me in the comments, what was that one moment when you realized you were no longer in control of your own house? Maybe it's a funny story, a weird habit, or that time you rearranged an entire room just because your cat wanted to sleep there. And be sure to scroll through and read other people's stories too. I guarantee you'll relate and have a good laugh. Oh, and of course, share this video with your fellow cat-loving friends. Send it in the family group chat, drop it in the group of cat-obsessed friends, or post it in your stories and tag that one person who already knows they're not the boss at home. It'll be a blast discovering the secret tactics of our little masters of silent control, together. Stick around, because there's still a lot more coming. And don't forget, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our feline fun facts and tips. Going back to our topic, the real key to understanding how cats manage to control our home, and even our routine, lies in recognizing just how incredibly intelligent and strategic they are. Don't be fooled by their lazy look of sleeping 16 hours a day. While they seem relaxed, they're actually observing, calculating, and planning their next moves with the precision of a chess master. They know exactly how to act to get what they want, whether it's affection, a toy, food, or simply control over their environment. Cats are experts at creating routines. And the curious thing is, many times they create a routine for you, not the other way around. You know that moment when your cat suddenly appears and starts meowing at the same time every day? Or when they jump onto your bed just as you're about to lie down? That's no coincidence. They notice patterns in your behavior and shape their habits to fit, or even influence, yours. They know when you get up, when you usually eat, and even the times when you're most likely to give in to a demand for petting or food. And when they want something, oh, my friend, they really know how to get it. They scratch the bedroom door at dawn, jump on your belly while you're sleeping, meow in a way that sounds like they're arguing with you, and they don't stop until you give in. And the funniest part? It works. They do it with such persistence and insistence that it's almost award-winning. But it's all part of the plan. Every gesture, every sound, every action is carefully designed to get a reaction from you. And remember what we said earlier about dominating spaces? When a cat decides to infiltrate your bed, your work chair, or that little spot on the couch that used to be yours, they're not just looking for comfort. They're reinforcing their dominance over that territory. It's like they're saying, "This spot is mine now. And if you want to use it, you'll have to negotiate with me." They do this not just out of preference, but out of an instinctive need for security and control. Being in a comfortable place where they feel they have authority gives them a sense of stability. And stability, for a cat, is everything. The interesting thing is they always have a plan B. If a spot isn't working out or you insist on reclaiming it, they simply move to another place and start dominating that corner of the house. They're like that. They never force anything directly, but they also never give up maintaining control. If the bed isn't available today, tomorrow it's the closet. If you close the bedroom door, they'll lie right in front of it, like saying, "I'm waiting, human. Sooner or later you'll open it." And that shows something amazing. Cats are persistent without being aggressive. They control not by imposing, but by strategic presence. They make themselves noticed, position themselves in the right places at the right time, and make us change our behaviors without us even realizing it. And when we finally notice, we're already adjusting our own rhythm to theirs. Isn't that brilliant? At the core, what they seek is to keep the environment under surveillance and comfortable. To do that, they study you, study the house, test the limits, and adapt their strategy. All silently, with that calm demeanor but full of intention. And we accept it, because, let's be honest, who can resist those judging little eyes and that meow that sounds like pure emotional manipulation? So yes, cats are true masters of observation, patience, and territorial conquest. They don't just understand how the house works, they redesign how it works around them. You might think you're deciding where the cat can or can't go, but the truth is, they decided that a long time ago. You just haven't realized it yet. Sure. Here's the English translation of the entire text. Now, if you think your cat is just trying to take over your house for fun, think again. These behaviors are deeply connected to natural instincts. Cats are hunters and territorial by nature. They are constantly observing and mapping their territory. And although they're not like dogs, who seek to please more directly, felines have this unique ability to become almost invisible while maintaining total control over the space. It's not just an act of domination, it's their way of feeling safe and comfortable in their environment. And we can't forget about communication. Cats have a very special way of sending us messages, whether it's through a simple look, a meow, or even silent gestures. When your cat sits in front of you and stares for minutes, you already know they're waiting for something. Whether it's affection or a meal, right? But why do they do this? Because, in a way, they are communicating in a very subtle yet extremely effective manner. They know that sooner or later, you'll give in to their request, even if it's nonverbal. Now, I want you to stay with me until the end, because I have a surprise for all cat lovers, something that will make you even more fascinated by these incredible little creatures. So don't go anywhere and stay until the very last second. And of course, if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to leave a like and share it with all the cat lovers you know. This really helps the channel grow and bring more amazing content for you. And at the end, I'll give you a tip on how you can become even more dominant in the house when your cat starts feeling too much in control. Stay tuned. Well, to finish, I want to give you a unique perspective. In the whole feline universe, a cat is not just a pet, they are a little master of their environment. They understand that control doesn't come from yelling, chasing, or being aggressive. No, their control comes from patience, observation, and the ability to subtly guide our steps and actions. They know when they are loved, know when we want to be near them, and have this power to manipulate the house without us even noticing. So next time your cat lies on your bed or rubs against your legs, remember, they're in charge. And no matter how hard you try, they will always take the next step in the silent domination of your home. Don't forget to comment down below what you think about this. What's the funniest or strangest behavior your cat has, and stay tuned for the next videos. Oh, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any curiosities and tips about the world of felines. See you next time.